Well, hello, class. You know me, I'm Silas Perry, and today I have with me Clem Yobrecht, and he's going to talk a little bit about his character development. Now, before we get into that, we're going to start by talking about the Edgin Heath, the territory where they all live, because I do believe that the territory is as much of a character as anyone else in the novel. We all know that from Mahoney's class. But anyway, let's see what Clem has to say about the characterization of Edgin Heath. So, Clem, take it away. Well, hello there, mates. As Silas mentioned, my name is Clem Yeobright, and I'm going to start it off by talking a little bit about Edgin Heath. So it's not a very advanced neighbourhood of people you see here. In fact, the writer of my novel, Thomas Hardy, it makes the Heath into exactly the kind of place you'd expect to find if you wandered yourself over into Iowa, in the rural areas, and where the simpletons reign supreme. Ha! But in all honesty, in all seriousness, those who've been in Edgin their entire lives, they talk in more rustic manner. They behave more rustically. They do gambling and drinking. In fact, we even see a scene in the book where Charlie actually participates in gambling and drinking. I hope that's his name. It might be Christian, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so they teach their young the same principles of this rough and ready manner. So this serves to give the Heath this untouched sense, and in turn the effect this has on the novel, on my novel, on my world actually, is that refinement and wilderness, they don't coexist for long, and we see a perfect example of this in Clem's in my own life. So that's what I got to say about Edgar Heath. Thank you. Well, thank you for that, Clem. We see that in the beginning you sound very sophisticated here at the beginning of the novel. I'd just like you to comment on your initial character, how you were before pivotal events happened. Right then, upon my initial arrival in Edgin, I was intent on a particular dream of mine, and that was to help out the children of the community that raised me. Now, give them a school to learn from. Now, I was never very concerned with money, but I did want when I first came, I did want a sense of glory in my life, to some extent, and that was my dream, right? Educate myself, in and we'll get there in a sec. But I got to read because I got to study. And oh, my eyes are gone. I can't see anything. You look like a blur now. So that's what happened to me. And then yeah, that's basically it. I can't see anything anymore. Oh no, my aspirations are fading. Wow, wow. Clearly, you losing your eyesight was a pivotal moment in your journey. So tell me how you were after that happened. Well, as you can see, I'm not much. I'm much less fancy now, in the way I talk, in the way I use my words. Now, I've given up on the need to help others, and I've also given up on the desire for personal glory. Well, shocked I don't have a front tooth? I bet you are. Here's the thing, little honey. We tend to lose things when we desire simply a sweet, simple life, working a day's work in the fields to put a bowl of oatmeal on the table at the end of the day. Well, I've learned that something over my character's development, and that's the desire to live in the wild that raised me. It it can't be refined. You can't be refined and have that desire at the same time. It's one or the other. Now, in all seriousness, we we try to dominate nature, but in reality, it's nature that determines who we can be and who we are. Well, I see your dialect has certainly changed, as well as your apparel. Now, Clem, tell me about Eustacia a little bit and how that's affected you. Well, dadgum, don't get me started on that pork chop, dadgum. I got a few things to say about her. Yes, sir, I do. Well, for one, she started off quite whimsical little thing she was. Always talking about going to Paris, this and that, getting her foot out the door. But but in the beginning, when her and I were just starting our romantic involvement, she did at least love me a bit for who I was and not where I could take her. Granted, Eustacia always had that I'm pursuing my interest over you type of attitude. But in the end, this did win out over her love for me. However, there was a period where she did love me. But once she realized that her dream wasn't me, she done turned herself out and walked right out the door. She walked away. She run off. That is correct. So sometimes it seems that Eustachia's character development was it was centered around realizing that she can't have true love and her dream at the same time. There's an element of sacrifice to love, and that's my analysis of what happened with Eustacia. That's the best I got for you. Well, thank you, Clem, for your time today and the class. I hope you enjoyed. Comment what you think below. Boom!